and gents. Right, so this is our first, I would think that will be probably the first lesson of week 7. Depends how I arrange it. And what we're going to do today, we're going to look at how to identify gases. We already done quite a bit of it, but we will add to it a little bit today. And then, very importantly, I'll put a table for you so you will know how to identify each gas. Our goal is for you to be able to tell me by doing an experiment, is this gas in front of me hydrogen, carbon dioxide, or oxygen? Okay, so we'll start with what I showed you last week, but it wasn't that good, so I've got a better tube for us to do that. And what we're going to test in this case is hydrogen gas. So first of all, how do we make hydrogen gas? Right? Well, we, for example, can add metal, okay, to acid. So I've got hydrochloric acid here, and I've got a bit of magnesium powder. So I'm going to add magnesium powder, and you can already see there's some fizzing going on here. Putting my thumb over it now, which I couldn't really do in last time because I didn't have the right tube. Now, how do we identify hydrogen gas? It's the squeaky pop test. So I need to put in a flame, and it will go pop, which is basically a small little explosion. Okay, so I've got a flame. Okay, you heard that? Pop. Okay, so that's a little bit better than the one before. Let's see if we can get another one. Okay, you can see it's fizzing, 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 fizzing. Let's see. Just got one. Anyway, all right, we'll pause here. We'll move on to the next. Okay, didn't pause. Let's try again. Okay, now we're moving into carbon dioxide. How are we going to make carbon dioxide? Well, I can do a reaction between an acid and a carbonate. So I've got sodium carbonate, okay, and I'm going to put that inside acid. Okay, you can see the fizz. A lot of carbon dioxide is released. Let's add a bit more. Okay, this time I don't have to put my thumb over it. Can you think, why do I not have to put my thumb over it? Okay, maybe you remember carbon dioxide is heavier than air. Okay, now how do I identify carbon dioxide? Okay, so hopefully I've got a lot of carbon dioxide there. Carbon dioxide extinguishes a flame. We're going to put that in. Goes out straight away. Okay, so we saw that last time. Okay, but I want to show you one more way. There's another way of identifying carbon dioxide, and that's by using a substance called lime water. Now you can see this lime water is see-through. It's transparent. I'm going to bubble carbon dioxide with my breath. I've got carbon dioxide when I breathe out, so I'll bubble carbon dioxide to it. Okay, and let's see what happens to it. Check this out, cloudy. Okay, so carbon dioxide will turn lime water from transparent to cloudy. Okay, so there's two ways of identifying carbon dioxide. Okay, pause you now and move on to oxygen. Okay, so the last gas that we're going to try and identify is oxygen. Now we don't, in our chemical reaction we didn't really have oxygen released. So this is kind of like an add-on. But we normally learn about these identification of gas together. So hydrogen, carbon dioxide, and now oxygen. Now I can get oxygen out, and some of you might have done it last year with me when we decompose potassium permanganate. Potassium permanganate is this purpley subject. It looks a bit black for me from here, but it is quite purpley, especially when you add it to water. So we have used it before. And last year you learned about decomposition reaction. That's when you break down a compound into its components. Okay, we might have even done it this year. I think we actually did. Okay, so when we break down potassium permanganate, oxygen is released. Okay, so I do that. It's called thermal decomposition because I got to use heat. Bubbles on this time. Okay, so I'm going to heat up this carbon dioxide, this potassium permanganate, and hopefully oxygen will come out. Okay, you will hear some little, like, I don't know how to say, like little cranks. I don't know what words to use for that. And how are we going to know that there's oxygen? Well, if you put a glowing splint, glowing red ember like coal, it will reignite. So oxygen encourage burning. Okay, so I'm going to heat it up. Oh, I can start hearing it. Can you hear that? Okay, I'm going to get a glowing splint. You can see it's glowing a little bit more. Here we go. It reignites. Oh, fantastic. It was a little bit on the short side, but it did work. Whew. Just pause you here.